Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're asking the question, what the is going on eBay? As you can see here, we have pieces of a Fender Mustang Bass. I bought this because I recently got a gig playing bass for the summer with a gal named Susie Brown. She was part of a duo, a country duo, back in the early 2010s called the Jane Deere Girls. The short and skinny of why I'm playing bass and not guitar is because she needs a bassist for the summer because her bassist is going out of town, but then her guitarist is moving at the end of summer. So basically, I auditioned to be her guitarist, but she needed a bassist in the interim, didn't want to give it away to someone just to have her other bassist come back. So she asked if I would cover bass for the summer, and then she went to guitar. So I used it as an excuse to buy a new bass. Now, I am a short dude. I'm 5'3", and so Mustang bass seems like the right call. That being said, I kind of looked at new ones, looked at used ones, and I couldn't figure out what to do, so I started looking on eBay and remembered that there's this section of eBay that has been titled the parted out section of eBay. And what that essentially means is you can find hundreds upon hundreds of pieces of guitars, especially Fender style guitars because they're bolt-on, they're easier to put together, right? And you can find just like actual factory pieces, or so they say, and you can buy whatever you want. So I saw this body without all the electronics. I saw this neck, I saw Squire necks, I saw all sorts of different necks, different bodies, different configurations. And you can essentially order whatever pieces you want and then put them together. So up first, we'll talk about what I got, the body, the neck, and then I had to order some things from Sweetwater instead of eBay. And then we'll talk about kind of what I've been told the parted out section of eBay is, and then we'll put it together, and then at the end we'll give a tally of how much I spent on everything, and you can decide for yourself whether or not it was worth it. So up first we have the body. The body is a JMJ signature Mustang bass, Mexican made. JMJ is Justin Meldal Johnson. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm not. He is a producer, songwriter, bassist, clearly, and he's worked with people like Beck, Nine Inch Nails, St. Vincent. Those are the three that I can remember off the top of my head. I had tried one of his basses at June Audio, which you can see a link here if you want to see what that's all about. That is a recording studio here in Utah that Post Malone has worked at, John Legend has worked at, Benson Boone has worked at, a lot of, it's just an incredible studio, and their gear collection is insane. I tried it there, loved it. That's why I was gearing towards this. However, buying one of these new, I believe is around $1,800. And then the neck, I actually went for an American-made neck with the new American Professional 2 series. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it does have a serial number that is an American-made serial number, as well as it has a little used stamp on it. And then I got some tuners from Sweetwater because I wanted to put it on my Sweetwater card to help ease the burden, the financial burden that is. So I got these, hopefully they work. I tried to measure. This is the little string tree. We'll talk about that later because I'm interested in that. And then of course some flats for the Mustang bass. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. What's weird about this is that this is considered used. This is considered used. They put the little stamp on it and everything. However, the only wear that you can really see on it, and it's hard to see on this relic one, I know, is like where the finish probably came off when they took the tuners off. The other thing that's weird is, like I said, it has the used stamp and then they've scratched off the serial number. However, when you look up the serial number, what you will find is that it's got all the pieces that tell you that it is in fact a Mustang bass neck made by Fender in the year 2025, which is when these were released. So these are genuine Fender parts. What's weird to me though is the string tree, because if you look at all the Mustang basses that are sold online, whether that be Sweetwater or Fender, they have a string tree installed on the headstock. However, this one not only does not have a string tree installed, but it has no marking of a string tree being installed. So what gives, right? Anyway, I'm still confused. Now, when you look up the businesses that are selling these, they label themselves as genuine Fender dealers. And I messaged one of them and he said that what happens is they sell these and then people return them. And once they're returned, you can't sell them new. So they just take them apart and sell the pieces. But what was intriguing is that he said that they get new inventory in every single day. It's hard for me to understand that there is a guitar store or multiple guitar stores in the US where they're getting enough returns of these that they can just part them out, sell them on eBay. And then the other thing that's confusing is I spent less on these than it would have been to buy a new one of either one of these. So if they're just cutting them up or taking them apart when they're brand new, that doesn't make sense either because they'd be losing. So if you know what's happening, please tell me. That being said, let's put it together. I think it goes without saying, if you are not comfortable putting stuff together, don't do it. Take it to a luthier, have them do it. I'm just dumb enough to think that I'll be okay. We'll find out together if I'm wrong. One thing that I will say is that I've already attached the neck to the body to make sure it would work. One of the things I had to do was I actually had to sand down the pocket a little bit on the inside to make it so that this would fit a little bit better. It's a discrepancy, right? It's a small discrepancy. So I took my little sanding block, laid it down, sanded it out, made it so it would fit, worked nicely. The other thing that I would say is I also checked the holes here on the neck pocket once I put the screws through to make sure that they lined up with the holes on the base of the neck, the kind of heel here. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna just widen it, but I got it in okay. So we'll put it back together, see how it goes. See you on the other side of this sped up version of this. Now, some people have strong feelings about using power tools on guitars. Again, I'm just dumb enough to think that'll be okay. What I try to do is I try to get them in and get them kind of seated, and then I finish it by hand to make sure I can feel where that final tension is, because you don't want to strip it out, that sort of thing. But let's throw these in real quick. Now, I basically went till I felt it hit the neck. I'm just gonna double check it, make sure it's all good, and then we'll finish the rest of it by hand. I don't know if you're supposed to do it this way, but I have always, whenever I'm attaching something with a guitar, I've always kind of used the spare tire method, right? Where I go across and across because I don't want it to be lopsided. I feel like it just makes more sense to me. We're still looking okay. Neck seated in the pocket all right. I'm gonna lay it back down and finish the rest of the way like so. Now, I probably should have taken this to a luthier. I'll be the first one to admit that. But honestly, like I said, I was trying to alleviate some of the financial burden after buying a new bass for gigs that I haven't even played yet. Okay, there we are. She's seated all right. Looking good, looking good. I feel like I can grab it, wiggle it around by the neck. Not that that's the test, right? Dude, here's the deal. I'm a professional guitarist, but I do not know anything. If you think that I should have some sort of authority, you're probably right, especially since I have a degree in this. But my video next week is actually gonna be on how nobody in the industry really has any idea what they're doing. It's a gigantic experiment. We're all just along for the ride. Anyway, let's get back to this. So, I've got this on here. I'm gonna go ahead, throw the tuners on, get it stringed up, or yeah, we'll have to add that too. Now, this may seem somewhat controversial to y'all to be buying a Fender right now, but honestly, I bought the Fender before the lawsuit hits, and eBay, I can't return it. So we're just gonna stick with this and I don't know, pray for forgiveness from the internet community. Who knows? These are supposedly gonna fit. Okay, that's a good sign. Let's check out the bushings. Who knows, maybe Fender will watch this video and sue all the people on eBay too. Okay. Flip this guy back over. If I take this, oh, like a glove. They fit right in. Comment down below if you know what like a glove is from. Like a glove. All right, well, it's a good sign. They're not spinning, they're snug. Let's flip them back over. Just double checking to make sure that there's not anything I should be paying attention to on this before I slide these puppies in. They fit. The holes line up. I think I'm actually gonna do one at a time. Get out my handy dandy Stu Mac thing. See which screw fits which. There we go. Second one. Alrighty, wahoo. Same thing, I'm gonna go cross, and I'll tighten them all down once they're all in. I guess now would be a time for a little shameless plug. For those of you who don't know, I am having a custom electric guitar built for me by the delightful and incredibly talented Robert Rask of Rask Guitars. And you can follow along in that whole process if you'd like to. Obviously, like and subscribe, all the things that people always say, right? Honestly, I've literally filmed every step of the way, every decision, every cut, everything. And the reason why is because I never thought that I would get the opportunity to have a custom guitar built for me. So for those of you that maybe feel the same way, hopefully you kind of get an idea of what it's like, and maybe it'll make you want to invest in that sort of thing. Or, you know, maybe it'll actually tell you, you know what, it's really not worth it. Up to you. I don't know, man. Clearly, I'm still trying to scrimp and save as much as I can to afford everything that I'm having done for it. But it's a really cool process. Everything is my choice, which, I mean, is crazy. I got to choose the scale length, where the volume goes, what the hardware looks like, you know, the colors, the woods, everything. I mean, I started from scratch on this baby, and it's been a really, really fun process. So if you want to follow along with that, I'll go ahead and link the playlist that has all of the episodes that are currently out on there. You can like and subscribe and put on notifications, click the bell, and you'll be notified whenever I release an episode. How are we feeling about short scale basses? You know, are they like less manly? Is that something that I should be concerned about? I'm already 5'3", so I don't know that I can afford to lose much in the manliness department. Although nowadays, manliness is going out of fashion, so maybe it's good, you know? Play my little short scale bass. Probably shouldn't put that in the final video. I'll make that decision in editing, see if it flows correctly. Don't worry, everyone, it says badass on it, so it's obviously cool. I actually remember MXR makes a pedal. They make a couple pedals that have badass on it, custom badass or something like that. I think I have the 76 custom badass. And I remember I had that on my pedal board when I was in high school, and one of the teachers who played guitar was looking at my board, and he got mad at me for having brought that to school, which I thought was crazy that a fellow guitarist would freak out like that, but c'est la vie. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. I'm gonna move this back. It looks like this is barely hanging over the edge, and I wonder, I don't know. I guess it's not too bad, but that's a little close for comfort, but also, I mean, it's not a structural thing, right? The guitar is still fine, the bass is still fine. It's kind of funny. Anyway, let's go ahead and drill through this finish and see if we can crack it or something. I don't know, something bad's gotta happen at some point in this video, right? Okay, actually, I changed my mind. I'm not gonna do that yet because I actually wanna string it up and see where the strings land so that I make sure that I put this string tree right where it should be. So let's throw the strings on. Now, if you've never put strings on these vintage things before, remember what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run them through, cut them to the length that you want them, thread the string down through the hole in the center, and then wrap them. So you'll see me do that in a second. Ooh, I love it when they color the strings. That's my favorite. Okay. So red, white, blue, G is gold. Alrighty. Let's do it, baby. Now, I've strung basses up before, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been a while since I worked at a guitar shop and had to do it on a regular basis, so if I make any obvious mistakes, you know, feel free to flog me in the comments. Get out your pitchforks and your torches. It's the guitar mob coming at you. The idea is that, I mean, you're never supposed to change strings, right? So why would I have a lot of experience changing bass strings? If you think I need to change my bass strings more often, maybe you need to look in the mirror. Did you guys see the Michael movie? Thought it was pretty good. You know, just thought of it because I thought maybe you should start with the man in the mirror. Ask him to make a change. This is insanely difficult with one hand. What am I doing? Sometimes I do things the wrong way in videos just to make people mad. And other times, I do things the wrong way in videos because I don't know what I'm doing. And I haven't learned any better. So, you decide which is which. I mean, it looks good. 2.5 seems to be a good length. By the way, if you're wondering what I mean, what I do is I measure, I pull the string kind of taut where it's sitting in the nut, and then I grab it right behind the nut and I pull it back about 2.5 fret lengths. And then I cut it there. I always love when strings have the wrapping on them. It makes me feel fancy. It's like I'm wearing tights or something. It's like superhero strings. All right, now that we got that on, this is kind of what I'm using as the gauge for where this guy should go. Go ahead and a little marker here. See if I feel good about that. Okay. We're gonna whip out this thing. Excuse me while I whip this out. Let me know in the comments if you know where that's from. We gotta find what drill bit will work for this. Now here's a fun little tip for those of you less adept at making mistakes. You don't want to drill in too far. You don't want to go through the headstock. You also just, you know, there's a lot of concerns. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna measure about how far in we want to go with this. And then we're gonna give it a little flag, a little blue tape flag to let me know when I need to stop drilling. And if you're asking, boy, Mac, that's a handy tip. How do you know that? It's because I screwed up a guitar already when I didn't know it. Luckily, it was mine, because I've always been the kind of kid that just like taking stuff apart and putting it back together. And, you know, that's all we're doing. We're all just learning, trial and error. All right, here we go. This is the scariest part here. Let me find my little mark. Now, ideally, you should probably do this with a drill press. But, I say again, I'm just dumb enough to think that I can do this. We'll find out if this works. We're gonna loosen these. Give me a little bit of slack to work with. Awesome. And we'll try screwing her in. There it is. So far, so good. No splintering finish. Although I thought it might look kind of cool and go with the vibe if there was, but alas. Now, there's probably an exact science as to where I should have put this. Sue me. I don't know, man. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the cameras off, give her a quick setup, and then we'll see just how much trouble I'm in. right, call me crazy, but I have this thing plugged into a guitar amp. Got her all set up. It's also only going through this lapel mic, so it's not great sound, but I mean, look, like I said, I'm not a bassist, I'm a guitarist, so I only know like those few bass lines, and then, you know, I can hold down the roots. Give you a little, playing in a country band is kind of all I need to know how to do, right? But it sounds good. I mean, again, it's a guitar amp, not a bass amp. It's this mic, not a real mic, but plays nice. Electronics sound fine. I don't know, man. It sounds good to me. So let's get into how much I spent versus what kind of the two pieces are. All right, so I've pulled up all the information I need to give you the price breakdown. So just for reference, right, if you look on Sweetwater, the price for the JMJ Signature Mustang Bass, again, this is made in Mexico, it is $1849. If you look at the American Professional Mustang Bass, which is what this neck is, has the satin finish and all that stuff on the back, that is $15.99, all right? Now, out the door, here's what happened. This includes tax and everything that I would need. The neck, I paid $327.71 for. And mind you, that started at $200, but I went through a bidding war, and I was kind of desperate to get the neck sooner rather than later. So I didn't wait. I just kind of outbid people. I probably could have gotten another one for maybe, you know, $250 or somewhere around there if I had been more patient. And then the body was, get this, fully loaded, all the pickups, everything, $720.94. Then, to give you all the little bells and whistles, if we look at my Sweetwater account, my order history there, the tuners themselves with tax was $94.95, and the strings were $42.95, and the string tree was $4.24. All right, so when all is said and done, it looks like this bass cost me $1,190.39. Again, that is tuners, strings, string tree, neck, and bass. No fees for luthiers or anything because I did it all myself. And so, I mean, I don't know, was it worth it? That's the real question. With the American Professional being $15.99, that one was pretty close, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie, one of the reasons I didn't want one of those and I didn't even try to go for the used market, I kind of hated all the colors. The Sunburst is so boring and normal. The faded Dakota Red, it didn't really do it for me. And then there's the faded Sherwood Green. Too metallic, not really my vibe. I liked the look of the JMJ, but that one was $1849. And again, I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to a Mexican Fender, or honestly, guitars made out of anywhere. One of my favorite guitar manufacturers is Eastman. They're based out of China. I don't care. A good guitar is a good guitar. But when you consider what the price tag normally means, the fact that their most expensive bass in their lineup of Mustang basses is the road-worn signature model, but it's Mexican made, I don't know, that just didn't quite sit right with me. I like that I got an American neck with the satin feel. It's a lot of summer shows, a lot of festival, a lot of outside, a lot of sweat. I liked the idea of the satin neck. And I think that's really where this whole parted out side of eBay comes into play. It's cool that you get to pick and choose what you want. I got an American neck with a Mexican body. The Mexican body's in nitro too, which I prefer nitro, honestly. And then I could have done more expensive tuners. Like I said, I was just trying to kind of save money where I could without getting garbage tuners. Maybe these are garbage tuners. I honestly don't know. All I know is my Sweetwater rep said to do it. Shout out to James, he's the homie. Maybe one day I'll upgrade those to like the lollipop style that typically come with the JMJ and the American Professional too. But for now, I got the Clovers. What do you guys think? Have you ever done a parted out guitar off of eBay or bass. What do you think is going on in there? And how long is it gonna be before Fender sues someone on eBay? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Mac Wright. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. If you're returning, thank you so much for being a part of the channel. Please go make someone else's day better. We'll see you around.